Welcome back, boys and girls, to another lesson with Ms. Brown. Today's reading skill and strategy is going to be on sequencing. So get your notebooks and let's get ready to head up. Share my screen. Okay, so turn to a new page, and as always, put today's date, whatever it is for you, and your title is sequence. Okay, so what does it mean to sequence? Well, when you sequence, it means that you're reading a story and there are events that happen, okay? Something happened and then something else happens and something else happens. Sequence just means that you take all of these events and you put them in order, okay? So sequence simply means, so sequence, the definition of sequence is tell the events of a story in order. Okay, so as always, put me on pause to get this first definition written down. All right, so if sequence means to tell the events and put the events of a story in order, how do we know how to do this? Okay, there are some special words called transition words. And these transition words are clues that let you know the order that event should happen. Okay, so transition words, words that tell you what happened first, next, then, and last. I'm going to underline each of these transition words because they are so special. Oops, underline, next, then, and last. Okay, so these are the easiest ones to remember, but there are sometimes other transition words that you might see in a story. So I'm going to show you an example of a story. Let me just stop sharing just to make sure. Sometimes when I switch screens, my computer is naughty and it doesn't show you everything I want you to see. Okay, so this story or this passage is about making a sandwich. Okay, so you see a girl there, she has some peanut butter, some jam, and it's about making a sandwich. All right, so they're going to give us the process of making a sandwich, but they're going to tell you the directions and instructions in sequence. They're going to let you know what you have to do first, next, then, and then finally. Sometimes they might have more than 4 steps. Sometimes they might have 5 steps or 6 steps. So you have to look for those clue words that are going to indicate where the steps fall. Okay, so I'm going to read through first, and then as I'm reading, I want you to think about any words that let you know, oh, that happened first. Oh, then this happened after that. Okay, ready? A peanut butter and jelly sandwich is a healthy snack. It's easy to make too. First, get bread, peanut butter, and jelly. Next, take out 2 slices of bread. Then, spread peanut butter on 1 slice of bread. The peanut butter can be chunky or smooth. You can even use another type of nut butter if you want. After that, spread jelly on the other slice of bread. There are many types of jelly to choose from. Next, put the 2 slices of bread together. Finally, it's time to eat your sandwich. Okay, so if I was to ask you to tell me the main instructions in sequence, remember sequence means in the order that you do them, okay, what are some words that are going to help us, all right? Because we can't put the 2 slices of bread together before we start spreading the peanut butter. Okay, so you have to do the steps in order, otherwise the sandwich isn't going to turn out the way that it should. So I'm going to come over to the toolbar, I'm going to grab my highlighter. I'm going to get a yellow highlighter today. And I want you to see if you can find the very first event that happens in the story, okay? And I'm going to give you a clue. It starts with a transition word. So a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is a healthy snack. It's easy to make too. First, get bread, peanut butter, and jelly. So this will be the first event that has to happen. Now, if you look at this word first, what do you see after first? Let me get a different color. Look at purple. What do you see right there after first? Okay, if you look really, really carefully, you will see a comma. So normally after transition words, you'll see a comma, okay? All right, so let me get a different color. I'll get blue. So this is the first event. What's the second event? See if you can find it before I highlight it. the next event would be next. Next, take out 2 slices of bread. Okay, and again, we have that comma. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm going to find a different color. I'll do green. All right, so we have first, next. What's the next event that's going to take place? Okay, here we go. Then, see how then has a comma after it? Then spread peanut butter on 1 slice of bread. Get that pink again to highlight that comma. The peanut butter can be chunky or smooth. They're not telling you to do anything here. They're just explaining that the peanut butter could be smooth or chunky, but they're not saying, okay, you have to do this next. You can even use another type of nut butter if you want. Again, they're not telling us another event. They're just explaining, giving us more information about the peanut butter. So what's the next thing that has to happen? We have first, next, then. Okay, I'm going to switch my color. You see the next one? Okay. After that, spread jelly on the other slice of the bread. Okay. And again, they have that comma here. There are many types of jelly to choose from. They didn't tell us anything, so we won't highlight that sentence. Next, put the 2 slices of bread together. That's another instruction, so let me get another color. So these are all transition words, okay, letting us know that another event is coming up. And the last clue, finally, it's time to eat. Go back to yellow. Finally, it's time to eat. And finally, lets us know that's the last clue. Okay, and I'll just put a little comma here. All right, so if you had to explain how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in sequence, in order, you would put them in these steps. Could you eat your sandwich first? No, that doesn't make sense. So you have to go through the steps, otherwise you won't make the sandwich correctly. Okay, so these are some transition words, but there are actually many more transition words that you can use in a text. All right, so at this point, our lesson is done. You have your notes, and we did a little practice activity. You were able to work with me on it online, I guess. So now I'm going to give you all a story that is at your level, and I want you to read through the story. You should all have a highlighter. Okay, after you read through it once, I want you to go through and highlight the details in sequence. Okay, and remember, you're going to be able to identify them all by seeing and identifying the transition word first. Okay, so I just want you just to highlight. When you're finished, you can raise your hand and let me come and check your work, and then I'll give you another activity to move on. Okay, so I hope that sequence makes sense, and I will be chatting with you soon. Bye.